Coast Nation, Sanbonan Bafetu, welcome back to Transit Me, it could be. I hope everyone is doing good. I know today it might be quite different in terms of what we will be talking about, but at the end of the day, it is happening, and I think it is something that we should be discussing or talking about because wow, I was not expecting this. I don't want to lie to you, I was not expecting this. So currently, Umfana Umfuking has, agreed to move to Europe in a European club. I don't know the name of the European club very well. I don't know how to pronounce it, but ibizwa Royale Union Saint Gilloise, if I'm not mistaken. So today, Orlando Pirates confirmed with Umfuking, them and the club have agreed, club to club agreement. That is what I like to call it, club to club agreement, that they can, take the player and then Bamtengise to that side, which obviously it's not a problem. Here's even the official, announcement from Orlando Pirates saying, while the two clubs have concluded negotiations over the transfer fee and structure of the deal, Orlando Pirates can confirm that the move remains subject to Mfuking passing medical examination and finalizing personal terms with Belgian Pro League side. The club can also reveal that an agreement in principle between Orlando Pirates and Union Saint Gilloise was in fact reached before the start of the FIFA World Cup. Both parties made the joint decision to hold off any public announcement until after the tournament, wanting Fuken to focus fully on the World Cup with Bafana Bafana without the distraction of transfer talk, and to allow the national team's historic run to take center stage. No further comment will be made at this time until the process between the player and Real Union Saint Gilloise has been fully concluded. So you can hear from the statement, this is not something that happened after the World Cup. It happened before the World Cup, before nje azoya umfana to represent South Africa there on the big stage, even though he did not, perform at his level best, but I do believe that he did try. So President M2K currently is in the process of moving to that, club, and we've seen there's been a lot of talks on the media tour. Umfuking is not boarding the same plane that Abachita are boarding to come back home. I believe bazobuya kusasa, if I'm not mistaken, or they will arrive tomorrow, if not today. But then Mfuking will not be arriving with them here in South Africa. He's obviously njengoba issue announcement. Now, recently, the funny thing is, so far, since this is happening, Pirates fans, I've seen a Twitter post from Chris Excel. Chris Excel is a big influencer. I think everyone knows him, and he's a big time Orlando Pirates fan. So Chris Excel says, in the post that he tweeted, he says, it's now time for Ilona or Dr. Kaizer to bring Umduduzi Shabalala home. Home meaning Asho Ilona, the Pirates, Orlando Pirates. He wants not Umduduzi Shabalala to go to Orlando Pirates. Here's the post of it. I don't know if you can be able to see it now or Ranjan, but this is real life. This is real life. This is the real life. He says Dr. Kaizer needs to bring this one home. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, now now the funny part is some Orlando Pirates fans do agree with him, and then some are saying, nah, but we think we could take Umfundo Vilakazi. Duzi Shabalala might not be able to live up to the club. And I'm thinking about it, at the end of the day, as much as Orlando Pirates is good as scouting players, finding the right talent, currently I'm not too sure if they do have a replacement for Mfundo Vilakazi. And I did hear even Oswinapolis, there's been offers that have been tabled for him. So there's a lot. Hence, we saw them, preparing very early, signing players same time, not wasting or waiting for let's wait for that player to be a free agent. No offense, but they decided let's just take the necessary steps, find those players, and then sikhona nje ukureplacer umfana laphana uReal Mfokeng. Now trust me guys, no player comes close to Real Mfokeng, but with the signings that they have made, Sianda Ndlovu, It makes sense. It makes sense. Even now, they've entered the race to sign Langanihle Pili. Quite interesting, and might be a possibility they might sign him. So, Mfundo is a great player, honestly speaking. He's an incredible young talent. Same as Mduduzi Shabalala. He's a great player, Bafetu. But now the problem is, since our club has been, struggling for a long period of time, it's difficult to be able to see them. If you remember correctly, Umfana Urile wanted to move after who's this guy? Who's this guy? There was this right winger that they used to play a lot before bringing in Sbelebele. Who was this guy? Nkota, Muha Nkota. Nkota Bafetu was the first player to move from Orlando Pirates, and Urile and I was supposed to move. Unfortunately, it did not happen. Since it did not happen, Umfuking during that time, I remember very well, he was not having good games, and I feel like he felt he was being let down by Orlando Pirates. What he didn't want him to move, yet Unkota came second, performed for a season, and then he moved. Ngapha Umfuking, he's been there. He performed for about 2 to 3 seasons. Actually, let me say 2 seasons, or even a season before Unkota. So it did not make any sense to him. He was frustrated and he was not having any great games. And it's something that you guys also have seen from your side. And then it took him some time, to build up to get back to where he was. Now, the move is finally happening. And I feel like with what Orlando Pirates did, it was great because the offer, I'm sure the offer was a better offer than what was being initially brought to the club. And obviously, he's going there. He will have a great chance of doing incredible things. Big ups to him. I don't want to lie to you about it too. Big ups to him. I'm happy most of our players, especially South African players, are going out there to the world to represent us. Give us that, at least that feel not to okay. At least now we are getting to the world stage. We are doing this. We are trying our means now to have some of the best incredible players. I'm hoping he doesn't have a terrible season with the club if everything goes well, because right now it all depends. Does he pass the fitness, and do they agree in terms of personal terms? Because remember, the negotiations it's not just the club to club agreement, but also the player has to say, okay, in what you're providing, I can be happy with this, I'm not happy with this, and this and this and that, all those negotiations. But the question now remains, who are they going to replace Umfuking with? Well, from my side, I do not know. But knowing Dr. Kaizer, Dr. Koza, not Kaizer, Dr. Koza, chances are they might table an offer for either one of those two players, Mduduzi Shabalala or Umfundo Vilakazi. And from my side, I would not agree with it, because I know we have gems. These are gems, and we have players that are very important to the club. Siyabadinga Bafana. We cannot let go of them. So I know I might be speaking about it as if like it's a joke or something, but hey, Bafet, at this point, I don't know, because we know Netlabi too, they tend to prefer to sell players than to bring in players. So, hey, angaz, I might be mistaken, I might be wrong, but in joke too, when I don't want to lie to you, or at the end of the day, they might take one player from our side, either Mduduzi or Umfundo Vilakazi. And the biggest fear that I have is taking those players and then Mabafia Bashine. And let's be honest, Umfundo Vilakazi is not a Kaizer supporter, honestly speaking. He's not a Kaizer supporter. He is an Orlando Pirates supporter. And even now, he did send a message to Umfundo Vilakazi. Let me just read the message to you guys quickly. Despite everything else, those boys, they do remember that football is football. You can be rivals on the pitch, but off the pitch, you guys should be as great, as incredible as you can be. So this is what he's saying, Umfundo Wetu. He says, my heart is full. All the best, Njaka. God bless you, President Yama 2K. Umfundo Vilakazi. Umfundo Vilakazi himself said this is the president of 2Ks. And yeah, they've had incredible run, both of them. Nalapagu Kading, they played exceptionally well. So, Angas, but I do have a war, Buffet. I do have a worry. Tina Slele. Kaizer Chiefs is the only club that is kind of sleeping when it comes to players, recruitment, acquiring, signings. But hey, ngizawuthina, it's not me. I'm a fans of Pirates. Akhulumile, they want the player. Even though Pirates doesn't sign because of what fans want, they always sign because of what they think works. And we can see, one thing I like about Pirates, they don't make noise, but when they sign, and it makes sense. Whenever they are signing a player, it makes sense. Unless that player we feel like, okay, it makes sense. And then Abenelio season, if things do not go well, they let go of him. If they are not sure about a player, they give him a year. And then if I can perform, they let go of him. But I don't know. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me quickly jump to a few of the comments. Which player are we in talk with? Currently, Kaizer Chiefs is not in talks with anyone. That is the biggest problem. We are not in talks with anyone. And I did hear people talking about Umhleli Mabuza. Or Kaizer Chiefs are interested in Umhleli Mabuza. I was just quiet from my end because I did not get that information. I don't want to lie. I'm not saying it was not happening, but I did not get the information. So hence I was like, hey, you know what? Let me just leave it like this. And funny enough, Mhleli Mabuza yesterday signed with a new club. So just forget about that department. Look at Kaizer Chiefs. They do things on their own way. And it's very sad, honestly speaking. It's very sad. I just hope whatever it is that they're doing is going to be able to take us and keep us, because now currently we are occupying position 3 and we need to just get better from there, not to go below from there. So if things don't turn out the way they hope they should be, I don't want to be that person who says I told you so, but I will be here and I will be talking with you guys, trying to figure out what we can do as fans to, whatever that needs to be done. By the way, thank you so much for watching. But to tell me, what do you think? Do you think obviously KE Lord or the Pirates are going to take one of our players, or it's just wishful thinking from the fans? Nothing is going to happen. Because let's be honest, there's never been those transactions between the two. It's always Puma free agents most of the time. But I cannot rule out the fact that Orlando Pirates can Coco Bafetu, we need that player and take him. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the conversation below. Bafetu. Peace.